Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. June marks the beginning of summer in many parts of the world, making it one of the most popular and vibrant months to travel. With longer daylight hours, pleasant weather, and countless festivals, it's the perfect time to pack your bags and head off on an adventure. This video highlights the top 6 national parks to visit in June. Before jumping in, let me give a quick overview of my channel. I have numerous videos dedicated to traveling with kids to various destinations within and outside of the US. Be sure to check them out for a wealth of information and tips based on my personal experiences. First on the list is Badlands National Park in South Dakota. The Badlands National Park is spread across 244,000 acres of land. For hundreds of years, this area was called Makosika, which literally translates to Badlands, and hence the name Badlands National Park. The Badlands Loop is around 40 minutes of a drive. There are different spots where you can park the vehicle and get a good view of these rock formations. Badlands is also a place for some of the natural habitats like the pronghorn that you see here. It also is a home for bison. Badlands formations have a lifespan of approximately 1 million years. If you have not yet visited Badlands, it is highly recommended to add it to your list for June. Next on the list is Bryce Canyon National Park in Utah. Hoodoos exist on every continent, but here is the largest concentration found anywhere on Earth. Situated along a high plateau at the top of the Grand Staircase, the park's elevation include numerous life communities, fantastic dark sky, and geological wonders. Here are some of the scenic points that you can visit in Bryce Canyon. First is the Swamp Canyon. It completes the transition from the hoodoo-filled Bryce Amphitheater to the steep cliffs and buttes that characterize the scenic drive and southern end of the park. Next is the Natural Bridge. They are formed by the movement of a stream or river cutting through the rock. The impressive feature seen here is instead a natural arch or window formed primarily by the expansion of ice in cracks deep within. The next is the Agua Canyon. At Agua Canyon, two prominent hoodoos command attention. On the left is the taller of the two towers, called the Hunter. To the right is a hoodoo commonly referred to as the Rabbit or the Backpacker. Ponderosa Canyon is so named because of the huge ponderosa pines on the canyon floor. Some of these trees measure more than 5 feet in diameter and exceed heights of 150 feet. Next is the Black Birch Canyon. The park has its share of misnomers. Mossy Cave isn't a cave, the canyon isn't a canyon, and Black Birch Canyon would be another. The last one is the Rainbow Point. At 9,000 feet, this and Yovimpa Point are the highest viewpoints in the park. This is another national park that you can visit in June. Next national park on the list is the Grand Teton National Park in Wyoming. Soaring over a landscape rich with wildlife, pristine lakes, and majestic alpine vistas, the Teton Range stands as a testament to a generation of stewards. Here are some of the spots we visited when we were in Grand Teton. Our first stop was Jenny Lake. Jenny Lake is the most popular destination in the park. It's a small walk to the lake overlook. There are also boat tours that takes you across Jenny Lake. You can do some hiking to the Cascade Canyon by getting off the boat on the other side. The view across the lake toward Cascade Canyon is stunning. Pleistocene glaciers carved the U-shaped canyon and the basin filled by the lake today. Next, we went on the Scenic Drive Road, which is around 2 miles drive off of the main road. You will be facing the magnificent mountains on this drive. Next was the Signal Mountain Lodge. On a clear day, the sweeping view from the summit of Signal Mountain captures 5 mountain ranges surrounding the Jackson Hole Valley. There is a restaurant in this lodge where you can have food. If you are interested in water activities, you can rent out and kayak. My kids loved playing in the water here. Next, we stopped at the Jackson Lake Dam Overlook. Jackson Lake is a 400-foot deep natural lake with a dam added on top. In 1916, the Bureau of Reclamation completed a concrete dam raising the pool level by 39 feet. On one side is a scenic view of the mountains and on the other side is the dam overlook. You can also walk down to get a closer look of the dam or walk along the Snake River. Our next stop was the Jackson Lake Overlook. This turnout is a narrow strip of asphalt at the northern end of the Jackson Lake. Hold on to your kids here and walk carefully as the land slopes down straight into the lake. Next on the list is the Great Sand Dunes National Park in Colorado. The entry fee to this national park is $35. You don't need a reservation to enter this national park. This is one of the few national parks that allows pet. The tallest dunes in North America are the centerpiece in a diverse landscape of grasslands, wetlands, forests, alpine lakes, and tundra. Stay on a moonless night to experience countless stars in this international dark sky park. You can also do some sand sledding here. You can either bring your own sled or rent one from the shops outside the park. Next on the list is the Yellowstone National Park in Wyoming. Yellowstone features dramatic canyons, alpine rivers, lush forests, hot springs, and gushing geysers, including its most famous, Old Faithful. The national park is divided into two loops, the North Loop and the South Loop. Most of the geysers are on the South Loop towards the west. You can do wildlife spotting in this area and also towards this area. The major attractions in the North Loop is the Mammoth Hot Springs, the Grand Canyon of the Yellowstone, and the Roosevelt Arch. Day 1, we just had half of a day, so we started with Old Faithful. Watching Old Faithful geyser erupt is a Yellowstone National Park tradition. People from all over the world have journeyed here to watch this famous geyser. The unique thermal features of Old Faithful inspired the establishment of Yellowstone as the world's first national park in 1872. Old Faithful lives up to its name, being the most predictable geyser. It erupts every 96 minutes and people wait with curiosity and patience to see it erupt. Plan to be in this place for at least 2 hours. The geyser eruption predicted time can be found in the Old Faithful Visitor Center. Day 2, we covered the geysers of the South Loop. The first stop was the Fountain Paint Pots. It's a 0.6-mile loop, which the kids can also easily do. First stop was the Silex Spring. Silex in Latin means silica. Silex Spring is named from its silica-lined bottom. The Silex Spring hot water dissolves the silica from the underlying volcanic rocks. Silex Spring overflow creates an environment where thermophiles thrive. Next, we stopped at the Fountain Paint Point. This is one of the many mud pots in the park. It changes thickness with water availability. The mud is composed of clay minerals known as kaolinite and fine particles of silica. Next is the Red Spouter. This was formed after the 1959 Hebgen Lake earthquake. It exhibits fumarole, hot spring, and mud pot behaviors depending on the availability of the water entering the system. Next is the Leather Pool. It was a warm 143°F pool with leather-like brown bacteria. After the 1959 Hebgen Lake earthquake, water temperature rose and killed the bacteria. Now it has cooled and once again supports the brown bacteria. Twig Geyser is one of the regularly erupting geysers on this trail. Twig Geyser's eruption lasts for more than an hour and throw water from 2 to 10 feet up in the air. Our next stop is the most famous Grand Prismatic Spring. This is an easy boardwalk and the kids can do it too. There are two major geysers here. One is the Excelsior Geyser Crater. It is a 200 by 300 foot crater that constantly discharges more than 4,000 gallons of water per minute into the Firehole River. The other one is the Grand Prismatic Spring. It is the largest hot spring in the US and the third largest in the world. It is 200 to 330 feet in diameter and more than 121 feet deep. The parking is very limited here, especially between 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. It is located in the Midway Geyser Basin. The next stop was the Fairy Falls, where you can hike for 0.8 miles to reach the Grand Prismatic Spring hidden overlook. It's an easy hike for most part, except for the last part where it is a steep slope up, but worth it. I did see people with kids in the cart on this trail. The next stop was the West Thumb Geyser Basin. It overlooks Yellowstone Lake. The boardwalk trail has two loops. The outer loop is half a mile and the inner loop is quarter mile in length. There is designated accessible parking. As you can see, there are geysers even within the lake. This is a very easy hike for the kids, so make sure that you're taking them with you. Our next stop was the Mud Volcano area. The next one was the Dragon Mouth Spring. An unknown European American gave this name. Its previous names have included Gothic Grotto, Blowing Cavern, and the Belcher. Next was the mud volcano. Nathaniel Langford saw this as a seething, bubbling mass of mud. It's likely because of the violent eruption blew out the cone side, leaving the crater you see today. This spot has the most pungent smell of sulfur. Next, we stopped at the Grand Canyon of the Yellowstone. The Grand Canyon of the Yellowstone River expresses the park's complex geologic history in the dramatic colors and shapes. This too is an easy walk and offers a great view of the canyon and the river. With this, we ended our day 2. Day 3, we completed the Grand Teton National Park in the first half and then came back to go to the North Loop. In the North Loop, we first stopped at the Roaring Mountains. Roaring Mountain is a large acidic thermal area that contains many steam vents called fumaroles. In the late 1800s and early 1900s, the number, size, and the power of the fumaroles was much greater than today. Next, we stopped at the Upper Terrace Drive. Upper Terrace Drive is a one-way scenic 1.5-mile long road that winds among the hot springs and travertine formations. The Upper Terrace Drive becomes a groomed cross-country ski trail in winter. Next, we stopped at the Mammoth Hot Springs. Mammoth Hot Springs is a large complex of hot springs on a hill of travertine in Yellowstone National Park. It was created over thousands of years as hot water from the spring cooled and deposited calcium carbonate. Those are all of the places we visited in Yellowstone National Park. Last one on the list is the Yosemite National Park in California. It's not just a great valley but a shrine to human foresight, the strength of granite, the power of glaciers, the persistence of life, and the tranquility of High Sierra. First protected in 1864, Yosemite National Park is the best known for its waterfalls, but within its nearly 1,200 square miles, you can find deep valleys, grand meadows, ancient giant sequoias, a vast wilderness area, and much more. The first spot is the Yosemite Falls. This is a combination of the Upper Yosemite Falls and the Lower Yosemite Falls. This one is walkable from the Yosemite Valley Lodge, from where we parked our car. We actually drove from the Yosemite Welcome Center to the Yosemite Valley Lodge, parked our car, and then walked towards this fall. The fall is very much walkable even for the kids, and it's beautiful. The second spot we stopped at was the Mirror Lake hike. There is no parking available, only shuttles have access to this point. It's a 2 miles round trip hike, easy to moderate hike for the kids. It's a hike along the Tenaya Creek water. There can be parts of the hike that can be slippery. Make sure that you decide whether you want to go with the kids or not before you get to this. After a long hike, we were pretty hungry, so the third spot we stopped at was the El Capitan picnic area. It has tables and grills available and is open from dawn to dusk. Important to remember is to dispose of trash in bear-proof trash cans and dumpsters. Keep your food, trash, and other scented items at arm's reach. If you spot a bear approaching you, yell as loudly as possible to scare the bear away. The fourth spot is the most famous El Capitan. El Capitan is a vertical rock formation in the national park on the north side of the Yosemite Valley near its western end. The granite monolith is about 3,000 feet from base to summit. It's a famous location for big wall climbing. Up next is the Bridal Veil Fall. It is one of the most prominent waterfalls in the Yosemite National Park. The waterfall is 188 meters in height and flows year-round. They say that if you're looking for a bride or a groom, breathing the mist of this falls will speed up that process. So all the best. It's an easy hike which is around 0.5 miles. We saved the best for the last. It's the tunnel view. The view looks eastward into the Yosemite Valley and includes surrounding features such as the southwest face of El Capitan on the left, the half dome on the axis, and Bridal Veil Falls on the right. There is parking available at this spot. You can drive to this point. It's situated on the California State Route 41 looking into the Yosemite National Park. Those are the 6 national parks you can visit in June. The details to each of these national parks are linked in the description box below. Be sure to check them out. If you like my videos, please do like, share, and subscribe. Until we meet next time, Namaskar.